Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to what is our elimination match once again. It's a best of 3 between QB and Prosto. Of course, both of these teams not really showing up so far today. We are going to be into this pistol round straight away. Nuke. This is the pick of Prosto again. We just saw them get destroyed on this map. Let's see if they can rectify their problems and fight back versus QB.Fire.
Yeah, probably not even the best place mentally after what just happened, but of course there's no time to mope around. They have to try and compete for their survival. And well, loser of this, they're gone. So it is going to be a big one already. You can see they've made some presence now in the wards outside. Crush going to be tagged down just a little bit, doing some damage with the Deeg. Stacked up outside of A. Going to turn their attention instead over here towards ramp. Undo, the player looking to try and hold this back. Balbino does find Crush outside in the meantime. Now they go pushing on in. Undo just going to retreat back into B. Def, the player who worked his way in through Secret, could catch Itzmai off guard and will do so. He's going to fall, but it's Undo holding down the B site, causing the problems. Balbino now coming in on the flank. Oh, a quick one tap out on a Kenzo. Going to spy on Def as well, trying to get more work done as he turns the tide of battle back into a 3-on-2. The bomb will be going down. Not planted just yet, as Flaric has to quickly drop out quick. It will be the 2-on-2. Bomb on the site, but not planted.
Albino. His way, still in those flanking lines. Able to really do too much as of yet. Def still trying to clear this out. He has no idea where his opponent currently stands. Fnatt, I think, has completely misread this situation, thinking they're going to go back. So he's now nowhere near the action. It's all onto Balbina. Pushes in alone, gets the first kill. It's all now Def alone. Fnatt's the one with the kit as well, so him getting back in is important to say the least. But they're going to try and bait out Def. They know exactly where he is. They can get on that defuse, start things off with the kit, of course. And now Balbina can just look to take the fight, and it doesn't seem to be anything that can be done from Def. And he's going to get destroyed as well at the end. 4 kills for Balbina. A wonderful pistol from him, and QB.Fire will take themselves the lead. Put the maps up for a second, just so everybody gets a little bit of a look at the way things are going. It's going to be Nuke, the first pick. Cobble picked up by QB, which I think is a pretty good map for Prosto so far as well. They've won it twice, played it twice, and then Mirage will be the final. So a completely different map pool other than Mirage to what we've seen previously from QB.
And well, this time, Presto, they've got 4 players outside early on. Just going to be pushing on by. They're the ones on the force here. They got the AK up on Kenza. Everyone else going to be relegated down to these Deegs. Oh, I got tabbed out, Tom.
Relegated may not be the right word to use. The Smike has still found himself that first kill. Fnatt Rocket. Going to go down. The scout will fall into the hands of this team side. Going to be broken. Be able to push his way up. Instantly trades things back. Takes a bit of damage in return. Also a spot being held by Smike all the way in spawn, trying to spot out who is currently quick up in the top of the map in heaven. Takes down Flaric as well, leaving it to this player and Smike. He's got another with the Deagle. Found his second, doing a lot of damage at the moment to this CT side. Gets himself a third, looking for the fourth as well. Tapping away onto Balbina, and a massive clutch from Smike. 4 kills. Magnificent stuff to turn this back. Now we have to wonder if QB.Fire will force back in, but that is a class act round from Smike, doing almost everything on his own.
Yeah, I mean, Spike's the man that we've seen time and time again. Can get stuff done. He's one of the kind of standout players on Prosto, along with Kenzo. Both of them doing some extremely decent stuff in these last couple of maps. And well, now we're going to be seeing pro100 turn their attention over towards trap early on. Just go charging on in. Undo playing the close angle. They are going to halt on up as the smoke blooms. Undo playing it up close to the smoke. The rest of his team just playing this passively with these pistols, trying to work the closer angles. And actually, Kenzo going to find a bit of damage early on out onto Itzmai. Will be falling back more passively in towards A. Prosto not too clean Not too clean, not too keen to just go running into the waiting arms of these pistols. And all Albina trying to hold these guys back. It's going to go down now. Undo is to step up. He's able to get one. The trade comes in swiftly from Def as they retake this man advantage. Fnatt Rocket to be holding off Hell, with the Deeg allowing Prosto to be making their way in towards this B-bomb site.
Pirates will catch quick as he attempts to rotate, and now only Fnatt remains. 4 players to find, all on full HP, and he has only a deagle. Well, finds a UMP at least. Def actually going to be pushing his crosshair. Should be a free kill for him. Trying to make sure he hits the headshot, but doesn't anyway. Extra damage at least being done, but looking like the turnaround has come in. Mistakes made in the second round alongside the heroics of Smike. Given a couple of rounds over now to this T side, and again, Prosto, we said the first time they played this map versus Spartak, they were very, very good on this T side. Second time, well, they never really got into the match at all. We get to see if they get to find a middle ground. They've already got themselves a second round, as said. Third, looking almost inevitable, as only a UMP and a deagle will be in the hands of this BT side. Quick will take the Deeg. Of the T's, well, they got a good opportunity to just farm up some cash.
And they're just going to be heading on towards outside, and Kenzo to open things up, finds one in through Squeaky, looking to try and get more work done. Fnatt Rocket trying to tag him down, but no, Kenzo will be on 3 huge frags. Balbina does come in with 1 before the trade arrives instantaneously. And now it's all on Undo. 1v4. PT50 in hand, and he is going to be outside. They've walked straight past him. Flarik been allowed to cross. Smike has to watch out. But it is Flarik to go ahead and drop him from the equation. A third round now for Prosto before the bite can come in from QB.Fire. Can have pretty much everything they would need on this CT side. Maybe a little bit lackluster in utility on Quick and It's My. But they have got the kit on Balbina, sacrificing that firepower in order to buy up the utility and the defuse kit.
Pack 10. Actually could be quite effective in this round. There's only one person with head armor for this CT side, but it's an aggressive push out, and so far it's working wonderfully. Only 2 players remain. Fnatt trying his best to hold on, as now Undo falls as well. He'll at least bring it back into a 1 versus 2. Ken's low, but Crush is just waiting. As Fnatt tries his best to deny the plant, I think the nade should deny him any chances. He's down to just 10. They're going to be playing this one passively as well, not allowing him to have any chance to get back into this. Doesn't have a kit. Last bit of his utility will be expended. Kenza gives away his position, but they're playing in spots that are just going to make things so difficult. And the flashbang, absolutely perfect. The second one as well even hits him, and he'll have to fade out of this round. Not really anything that can be done. We'll use the flash in an attempt to get away, but the T's have already gone in the other direction. And we got a tech pause for the T side, which will give the CTs a little bit of time to think. Not to talk, of course. I'm pretty sure that's still in the rules, although I can't see their faces, so I can't tell you if they're going to abide by that rule. But just look at the money on the T side.
Yeah, I mean, so much cash built up, and so early into this as well. I mean, phenomenal stuff from them in these last couple of rounds. Of course, winning that one out is going to reset the economy of QB.Fire once more. They have a little bit of money. I imagine they're going to invest down about $2,000. You could see Fnatt Rocker as well potentially drop either a UMP or a scout or something along those lines over to his teammates. But I mean, Prosto already have so much money built up on this T side. It just isn't looking good. I mean, they're going to have to rebuy on 3 of these players, which is going to be fairly costly. But they've still got Kenzo, for example, sitting on 10,000. Crush right behind him on 9,400. Buying up for these guys isn't going to be an issue for the next couple of rounds. And, you know, being 3 rounds ahead already on their T side is showing that they are good on this map. And I think in a way as well, it proves how their defeat earlier on today just goes to show you how well Vega were playing.
Yeah, they've already done as well as what we saw previously. It was a dominant performance from Vega. And we get to see whether or not Fire have much in the locker to bounce back. Not going to have a buy in this round, just a little bit invested into pistols. Max loss bonus coming in. Again, you have to sort of reflect what has happened so far and talk about that clutch. They could be in a much better position here after winning the pistol. If they convert those couple of rounds, who knows? The sort of momentum would have swung into their favor. They could be the ones with the stacks of cash and the buys coming in. Instead, they lose the 1v3 clutch. And now have themselves in a bit of a predicament because we've already seen teams able to pull things back from even only 3 rounds on the board on this map. Now that's a big, big ask. And if QB.Fire have some strategy to sort of pull this one back, maybe there's a chance. But we see Prosto get up towards that sort of 6, 7, maybe even 8 marker like we did their first match against Spartak. I don't think there's too much that QB can do, so they really need to wake up. They need to get on the board quickly. The 5th round looking likely unless the Deagles or Fnatt with that rifle can step up big. From their opponent's perspective, they have a flawless buy and a brilliant start.
Yeah, as you said, the 5th round looking likely, and that is going to cause some serious problems here for QB.Fire. So it is essential that they try and do damage in this one at a bare minimum. Well, Ken's already going to be tagged down just a little bit. Balbina, they're going to be the first man to fall outside. Will hit the deck. Pro100 taking these rifles indoors for the most part, not trying to utilize them at too much of a range, which does give these Deags a fighting chance. Fnatt Rocker, the lone player with the M4, is well going to be rotating up to the rafters. Nades finding good damage, but Kenzor's not looking too healthy. Tack down to 15 HP. It's Smike to go out and find the next. Undo. Gonna go down on ramp and open things up. Crush just taking heads off, and this round is not panning out. It's Smike gonna fall as Crush, crushing the skulls of his enemies. Finds himself in with a double. Goes for the triple. Fnatt will shot him down, but then Smike is there to trade things back instantly. So they do lose 1 man, but that is gonna be it. Money still made on the T side. The buy to come in from QB.Fire is going to be good, but they're investing everything they've got into it. So it's pivotal they pick this one up, or else they will be down onto an eco once again. And then we could very easily see, Prosto be able to pick up, what, like a 7-1 scoreline on this T side, which is phenomenal.
Yeah, even with the sort of changes that have been made to nuke, still only need sort of 5-6 rounds I'd consider to be a good half. So this is a big, big round for the CT side. They need to get themselves moving, get that momentum flowing in their favor. And while Fnatt has at least started things off with the first kill, Smike goes down. The AWP in play for the first time for this CT side. Flarich looking to sort of push back around into the same sort of path. Will be missed by Fnatt. Control also being just trying to jump out, spot these players, but they're actually going to fall back instead. Back over towards sort of lobby area. Really made too much presence known on either part of the map. Undo looks like he's about to come under some pressure, however. As 3 players push in.
Yeah, charging out towards ramp. You're going to see the players rotating through to try and help out. Fnatt Rocker going to be one of those guys to go ahead and find a second now with the AWP, just shutting down this push in onto ramp. Bomb going to be dropped out in the open. They have to, expel a smoke to get rid of him and render him useless. And in towards B, still got Undo here, just biding his time. The bomb's actually going to make the decision to rotate back around over here towards A. Fnatt Rocker, he's repositioned. He's still going to be a huge issue for these guys. And wherever they go, Fnatt is there, gets himself the 3rd, the hat trick. Balbina, here's that shot rally pass, and now he's looking a little bit scared. Doesn't quite know where Flarich is. Here's him on the ladder, and Flarich going to be shooting on up. Will go down. Crush able to get 1 onto Fnatt. They finally deal with the bane of their existence, but QB.Fire will go ahead and pick themselves up a round, winning 1. After a long string of rounds going the way of Prosto.
Yeah, of course, from the perspective of the T's, they now have the opportunity to break their opponents. As said, 5 rounds can sort of work with that over on the CT side. So from here on out, it's just looking to try and improve on what they've already achieved. AWP in onto Smike. Could be the direct counter. Fnatt destroyed them in the previous round, but he's actually just going to be playing up in heaven early in these rounds just to make sure that if there are any rushes, he's there to help cope and then just play from more passive angles. I quite like this from him. Doesn't allow anybody to get around in those rafters either. Smoke has gone down to sort of block him off. They are going to be pushing around this sort of position once again, but he's set up even further back. This is a nice little spot from him. We'll see if they actually check it. They are. They're pre-firing it. In fact, Flarex is aware, but it doesn't matter if you're aware. If you can't hit the shot, Fnatt, still the bane of their existence.
Yeah, they're going to try and flash him back. They first have contend with this AWP that's all the way trapped in CT, isolated there alone. It could be, yeah, delicious looking opening frag, but no. Quick going to be chiming in with one more. Smite goes down. They do manage to flush out for Fnatt, but in the meantime, it's Quick on the flank from behind to drop 2 players for Prosto, and now they're going to find themselves Kenzor and Crush, the 2 players that survive. 2 versus 4, trying to make some magic happen. 35 seconds left for these guys to play around with. Quick's been the real issue this time, working his way through the backline, clearing out all these angles so methodically. Crush able to find Itzmai, despite having heavy damage done, does turn it back into a 2-on-3. They have a little bit of time left to try and make this happen. Now, being trapped over in the vents emerges, but it's undo to take them both down, and that is QB.Fire to go ahead and pick up 2 rounds consecutively, starting now to impede Prosto's economy over on the T side. We can see it slowing down.
Still enough in this round at least to get a buy. With a bomb plant, they'd probably still have a buy in the next round as well, so pressure definitely not off yet for QB.Fire, and without these rounds being particularly clean, they're unable to build up any cash of their own. He's once again setting up in lobby. No real presence on outside, just Flarich watching for any sort of aggression that will come out, but undo is removed over towards ramp by the AWP of Smike. This time, they take the man advantage. And, well, sort of spoken about the statistics, how when they lose the first man, they're actually very, very poor in these situations. But the other sort of end of the scale, with the man advantage, to lose too many rounds.
Crush could be the difference maker. Already worked his way out towards vents, but no, it's my fast on the trigger. We'll shut him down. That nade going to do a boatload of damage to everyone on Prosto. Already 3 players tagged down around about 50 HP. Balbina going to be posted up here to try and hold these guys back as they push down in towards the B-bomb site. His head just rearing up, and it's going to get removed by Def, who does now crack open the B-bomb site. Fnatt Rocker trying to hold this off with the AWP once again. Going to be creating problems for these guys. Gets the first flag there to trade things out. Just going to be tagged away out, but he's still alive and kicking. The 2-on-3 retake will ensue as the bomb gets planted. Quick, able to find one. Turns it back to the 2-on-2. Now breaks the vents. Just going to go charging into the site. Fnatt Rocker so far away, so isolated from this engagement, and Quick will go down. Fnatt now 1v2. No possibility for him to trade. Picking up the AK, charges into vents, and Flarek will be there to eliminate him. And Tom, I don't know about you, but the rotate off from Fnatt Rocker really punishing QB.Fire there, I think.
Yeah, that was a weird one, especially... well, it just looked like they lacked communication. If they were going to push in together from that angle, then fine. But why would Quick then go pushing onto the site? Like, it had to be one or the other. Either you both wait or you both push. You don't just one go and then the other goes. It doesn't make any sense. You just give far more of an opportunity. And especially when he's up on that ramp, he's very well placed to actually peek back in after Quick takes all the attention away. So, a peculiar decision. They are going to force back into this one. Fnatt only with the scout, but he still hits the tag onto Smike, leaving him vulnerable. Couple of rifles at least, and it's my on the 5-7. He's only playing close on the A side, so that may not be the worst thing. You can definitely get stuff done with these closer range weapons on Hut. We've seen it from the XM and a UMP previous matchup, so why not a 5-7?
I mean, Quick could be the real difference maker here outside. It's going to be flashed back, and the peak going to be coming on out, but no. Just bypassing it completely is going to be Flaric. Somehow actually sneaking on by. Doesn't know that Quick's there, and Quick does spot him out on the other side of that smoke. They know that the player's worked his way outside.
I don't think he saw him.
I mean, he suddenly looked there. Yeah. Quick will be to pick that one up. Fnatic Rocket going to go down in towards ramp. Crush, though. Oh, what was that? Goes out and takes both. Just a quick pivot on the spot as he rains death in out from Hut. And now he continues his aggression in towards the site. Quick going to be there to turn the tide of battle. Back into a 2-on-2 we go. Kenzo and Def trying to keep us to win this round. Quick going to be tagged down lower, then finished off by Def, as now it all falls on to Undo. Sneaking up into Heaven. Heaven just a horrid angle to try and retake from. Going to be at the mercy of all these rifles. Does now fall into the site. This is going to give him a little bit of leeway with the UMP. Trying to just play it around the silos. Takes the peak. Finds the first, but Def does trade it out. And that's going to be Prosto arriving at a 7th round. No money left for QB.Fire. Means that an 8th is pretty much guaranteed. And at this point in time, Prosto over on their T side looking phenomenal as they're poised to secure themselves that 8th round.
Oh, this is a horrible position for QB to be in. They are so far behind now. This is a much more dominant half than it would be on any other map. 7 rounds on the T side is more than enough to be able to convert this over on the opposing side. And, well, especially when you're considering that they have pistols in this round. An 8th looks almost likely. Smike get his trusty P90 out again. Worked last time they were playing this map. I'm not a fan, but clearly he is. He can definitely use it to sort of just spray and pray versus the unarmored players. He will, however, the first kill going the way of Quick, and that's actually the bomb down. Although not really in a position where they can defend it at the moment. Fnatic, close range, looking for the kill, but it's not to be. And Barbina will actually go down in the meantime, giving the man advantage away.
Yeah, they're all going to go down in a blaze of glory, but this round is not meant to be. They find a little bit of damage out of Kenza, but that is it. The buy coming in once again from QB.Fire. They're going to be investing everything, so they will be at the full mercy of a ruined economy if they lose this one. And that's the real issue with the CT side, even with the loss bonus. If you're not making the rounds close, then you can kiss goodbye to that economy. You're going to get into the state where you just kind of buy, then lose that, then save, then buy, then lose, then save, and just keep going between that cycle until you eventually pick a round up. And even then, you run the immediate risk of being reset. Whereas on the T side, you can go for force buys almost every single round just because it is that much cheaper to be investing into your equipment. So Prosto had a fantastic scenario here where they could potentially reset the economy of QB.Fire once more. And if you're a QB.Fire fan, then you're going to be hoping that they do manage to pick this round up and start their resurgence.
Yeah, it definitely needs to be now. They've got their tactical pause in, so clearly talking over some of the things that have gone wrong. I do feel like it's a little bit late. On other maps, you can get away with, okay, 8-3. If we get the last few rounds, 8-7, it's not too bad. On this map, I feel like it's already at a point where you're already looking towards having to have a brilliant T-side yourself. So even if you get the final 4 rounds, yes, you've improved your situation massively. But you're still in a horrible spot. It's not like they'll go in 8-7. Okay, yeah, that went well. No, it's surely it's be the other way around at a minimum. You want to be winning the half on the CT side. Crush, well, he's going to go straight out for the vent dive. Now just sit below, waiting with knife out, just in case anybody wants to try and jump down. Not to be the case, and now we know that they're going to try and challenge for round. And Undo missing the shots. Not going to be able to do anything, but luckily he has the support of Fnatic to help him out. We'll be getting one. Undo doesn't really need to fight this. Crush. He should have known that he'd snuck by.
And as a result, he's losing Barbina down there towards B. Fnatic Rocket trying to refrag, and he will do so. He's been the one really pulling his weight for QB.Fire. Undo now going to be chiming in with one more as Kenzel goes down. That's the bomb dropped in at B, and Flaric and Death both very isolated from this bomb. Death able to find one out on a quick. Does turn it back into a 2-on-3. Still 2 players down in the B bomb site for him to worry about. Smoke going to go out to Leave them with only... I was going to say one avenue of approach, but actually both sides smoked right now as they're buying plenty of time. It's my still up towards the A-bomb site. Can quickly rotate in through vents. Just instead watching the flanks. Now going to be joining his teammates within B. Flaric and Def. Both players coming in from ramp have to try and double peek into this and trade effectively. Down goes Def. Now Flaric peeks at separate timings and will fall for Nat to pick them all up. A 4K for him. He's desperate to try and carry QB.Fire through this one. And it seems to be a bit of a reoccurring theme, Tom, that whenever they start struggling, the one player who is consistent at least, and the one player who can, you know, really try and haul them through is Fnatt Rocker.
Yeah, well, we haven't really seen anyone else show up. I think Quick had one round where he managed to flank a couple of players that we saw some real impact. Other than that, it's been, well, terrible. Just 8-4. They managed to at least claw one back. They need to win out the half. I don't think that's doubt at all. Smike actually buying up the P90 again, which is still quite confusing to me. But we are going to have this rush onto the site, and already 2 end kills make that 3. Flaric just decimating opponents. And now Undo and Balbina have the choice of, well, it's sort of past the point, really, isn't it? They save here. They'll have a gun. Undo can drop one. Maybe it's Mike can get a UMP or something of the sort, and they have a slightly better buy, but this will be a 9th T round. 9! Ridiculous.
I mean, Undo looking like he could go down here. Not looking too healthy, and it's going to fall to Flaric. Now it's only Balbina to try and save. They are going to be hunting for him as he resides over in secret. Will survive at least with the UMP, but not really anything too substantial to take in this next round. The pause called in as QB.Fire try and figure out how best to invest. And I mean, the answer is I think the only way to win that game is not to play. I don't think they should go for the investment into this one.
Yeah, it's not really worth the risk, I don't think. The only real argument for buying in this situation is that they're already so far down. I think that's the only argument, and that's not really a logical one. And I think that's exactly what they're going to try and do. They're going to try, rather than play for one round and end on a 10-5 half, they're going to try and play for both. I don't think that will leave them in really a better situation, because if anything, it means you're going to have sort of 2 half-assed attempts at winning rather than one actual good buy. And the fact is, they've only been able to win one-off rounds anyway, so say that you'd win one with this buy would basically mean you have to do something special, and I imagine that means they're going to go aggressive. Like, I feel like it'd be weird not to. Unfortunately, they don't get the chance. The T's come to them. Already, again, just destroying their opponents. This isn't even a competition anymore. This is just a massacre. Undo, however, he's already found 2. Make that 3. He's got things to a spot where it's possible, which is more than surprising.
Yeah, Undo sneaking into the site. Both these players have their crossfire set up, and as he makes his way in, so many angles to check, and he is going to be on his own. Def should be able to spot this out, but he will be allowed to cross Smike with the P90, the one you really have to watch out for. Up in heaven, the second that defuse gets tapped, Undo should swiftly go down. Actually, shot's going to be missed from Smike, and Def's there to pick it up, but it is still the round to go the way of Prosto in this one. The tech pause is going to be called on in. I wonder if this is one of those tactical pauses, you know?
It's a LAN, so I hope not. They should be being watched by the admins, so I highly doubt that they're just like to get away with anything.
Oh, my headphones don't sound right. Gives us some time to relax. No? No.
I don't think that's gonna help.
No, I know. Me neither. Me neither. But yeah, no, okay. 4-10 right now. I hope whatever that tech pause is just somehow fixes the performance of QB.Fire on this CT side, because right now they've really left us wanting. It's mine, not even really on the board. Balbina falling off as well. It's been Fnatt Rocker and Undo. Quick as well, having a fairly decent game. I mean, really it's Balbina and it's mine just falling completely silent. And now the buy coming in from Prosto in this one is going to be just rifles across the board. They haven't even needed the orb.
I think the one thing you can take from this is, like, if you look at the money, you look at, like, the sort of the amount of kills, the sort of round scores. There have been a lot of sort of close rounds. The problem is, most of them, if not all of them, have gone the way of the T's. If you look at the rounds that the CTs have actually won, other than the pistol, every single one they've had 3 or more players alive. And then in some of the, like the last one, only a couple surviving. Granted, I feel like that round was actually done a lot earlier. 1 versus 5. Like, yes, he got 3 kills, very impressive, but I never expected it to go the other way. It's sort of in that middle round portion where you just see a sort of 1 player surviving, 2 players surviving, around that sort of 9 and 10, where we could have seen a streak come in for QB.Fire. Instead, the clutch goes the other way. Now, looking like waiting for this tech to be fixed. Of course, this is the map pick of Prosto, so I don't know. I feel like this is one that they should be taking, no doubt. I think that in terms of maps we've seen them want to play, this is definitely up there. And other than the performance versus Vegas Squadron, they have looked very good. The only problem is the map that they're going on to, or problem for QB, is one that we've only seen them win so far at this tournament. They've only played against Spartak, which may be a telling factor because it's actually a map that Little is not very good at. Like, it's sort of a weird one where your star player isn't very good at the map and they continue to play it. So you've got to take a little bit away from them there. But if you only see a team win on that map, and then that's the one you have to choose against them because of the way that your map pool currently sits, you do have to be worried for QB. And I think that's where they need some real work. They need some depth so that they can have these counter picks. They can not have maps that, if are not banned, they have problems. And that's where you sort of look at the best of one... best of one format and say, hey, look, they won 2-0. Look, they managed to do it comfortably as well. And you think, yes, but that's because they get 3 bans rather than only the 1 before they have to play one of these maps.
Yeah, so, I have to ask your prediction, Tom. I'm just going to guess that you think that maybe... I mean, do you think QB.Fire could have their resurgence on the T side on nuke, or do you think that...
I don't think they'll be coming back in this map. I think it would have to be... Oh, hello. Definitely gone wrong if they're typing stop. Hey, 0-0. Maybe this is the way they're going to win.
Yeah, maybe this is the comeback.
No, I don't think they'll be able to come back. I think that would be very impressive, and almost I would have to put something on Prosto if they're going to be able to come back from that. I would say that they'd have to play very poorly, and so far they've started strong. On the second map, however, I do think QB.Fire, I think they'll take it. I think they should take it. The problem is, earlier today, I thought that they'd have close matchups versus Tengri. They didn't. I was thinking that they'd come into this matchup strong as well. They have not. And if anything, they just look like a different team to what we saw in the first day. They look demoralized. We're seeing a lot of mistakes, individuals not turning up. We've seen them tweet about how they're not playing the way that they want to be playing. If all of that comes into a factor, and that's another scary thing. If you tweet when you're still going to be playing today that you don't think you're playing right, that's already in your head. You're in your own head. So going forward onto a map that they do know how to play, if they play like they've been playing throughout the rest of the day so far, then this could be a 2-0.
Yeah, I think that is a definite possibility. And that's a scary prospect for QB.Fire. I mean, I do think they need to wake up. Because at the end of the day, Protek have been playing, very well, both on this map and I think throughout a lot of their other matchup. And like you said, I mean, the whole Twitter debacle playing into things about how they're not feeling comfortable with how they're playing. Moving into Mirage, it's going to be interesting to see how that does pan out. Wait, moving into Mirage? What am I on about? It's Cobble next. Well, I'm on about Mirage.
Third map is Mirage.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, moving into Cobble, I feel like that being QB.Fire's map pick, it's one that they do definitely stand a chance on, but it's one that we also know that, you know, Pro100 are extremely good at. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think if it does go through to Mirage, which at this point, I feel like we need to see QB.Fire really wake up a bit for that to even be something we can talk about. Because right now I do feel like, you know, Pro100 could easily clutch this one. Not clutch this one out. I keep using the wrong words. I've really been caught off guard.
English is hard.
Yeah.
You want to speak Spanish instead? I know you know a little bit.
I do know a tiny bit.
Try not to say anything rude, preferably.
I don't know anything rude. I only learn nice words. Yeah. No, I mean it. But, yeah, there we go. The unpause is going to be called on in. The buy coming in for QB.Fire is going to be abysmal. UMP up on undo. A couple of pistols as well. AKs across the board for Pro100, and that's everything they could possibly need. All the utility in the world, and they're just going to go charging on in again, I imagine. Although they know they're going to be up against these pistols, so we might see something a little bit slower. Wait for QB.Fire to come to them. Not looking to just go out in a blaze of glory this time. Instead, they've slowed it right down, actually.
Essentially expecting some aggression to go out from the CT side, so they're going to be playing patiently. I think Bambino actually just checked to see if all the windows are broken. It's like, wait, no. Probably not going to be an A execute then. It's all of those windows. But playing patiently, not really seeing any information plays either. From either side, in fact. The T's all just waiting around the lobby. They will make their way outside. And they have lots of utility. But there we go. Fnatt, lovely timing. Manages to catch them out as they look to retreat. Crush is going to go down. He'll get himself an AK as well, which in this round could make all the difference. He has been the man to do it when they have one of the rounds. The only rounds they've won was actually him with the AWP. It's My looking to fall back as further outside control is taken by this T side. This can be well utilized, but actually, Quick is going to bother until Smike ruins his day. Brings it back into a 4v3.
Yeah, man advantage in favor of QB.Fire right here. Pro100 are going to be making their way in towards A, pushing out through Heaven and Mini. As you can see, Kenzo trying to grab control of Heaven and help these guys out. Coming if Mine could catch the players in the A side off guard. It's Smike to find the trade. Kenzo now traveling, but it's Smike. Albino going to go down on the push up through vents. In the blink of an eye, this round turned around once again.
Why? What? Undo only had to survive one more second. There was no time for them to plant the bomb. I know he doesn't know that, but oh my goodness. That was almost the round just based off the timer because they left it to 10 seconds to take their execute. And the bomb was actually dropped. But instead, Undo pushing in the last gets his head taken off. That is, I want to say unlucky, but at the same time, if he's over on sort of by the ladder, he should be able to hear the plant. I think just got caught up in the moment, and because of it, they lose the round on the second mark. That is just unlucky again, but absolute masterclass of the T side. 11-4, moving on to CT. They get themselves this pistol. I think it's over.
Yeah, the pistol round could literally decide the fate of QB.Fire. I mean, even then, they've still got a long battle left to go on the T side, which is infamously the far harder side to play on a nuke. Well, pistol rounds haven't exactly been their forte either, so as this round about to head on in, we can see the buys come on through. Just going to be armor Prosto in this one, and Crush going to have that diffuse kit and smoke. Clocks across the board for QB.Fire. Fnatt Rock are going to be having the utility with everyone else on the armor, and just looking like they're going to rush straight in towards A. Already going to be taking a couple of frags, a couple of shots to the dome, but no, Quick going to be trading that out as Kento will go down. Fire trying to do what he can from Heaven, also going to fall. The rotate's coming on in. Smike has to try and go huge here, along with Def. coming out from heaven. Smike able to get one somehow despite being so low on HP, but they're just chipping away at these guys. Crush has fallen as well. Smike rotating around. Both these players trying to come in from the same angle. Def doing the damage, does pick up one, now has the defuse kit to play with as well. It's going to be spotted out by Balbina, who will go ahead and behead him, leaving this now on Smike, who went in for the lengthy rotate, coming around from behind. Quick and Balbina. Up against the player with 2 HP. Smike going to get the first, and he can't be allowed to do this. Balbina, it's only going to take one shot to take him down, and he can play for time. Smike coming into the site, has to try and line us up, and he gets the frag. Smike's going to do it. 2 HP. 1 versus 2. He will clutch it out, and there is plenty of time left to get this defuse. It will be Prosto to win that one out. Fantastic stuff from Smike with the 3K, and QB.Fire must be humiliated.
Don't know how they keep doing this. Genuinely just no idea how they managed to lose that round, but yeah, the CT side will pull that off. Smike has been the clutch king. He sits at the top of the board, 17 and 9 in this. And while there's going to be some deagles invested, know that the T side like to pull this weapon into play. Quick going for a little bit of a pre-fire, unable to catch too much damage onto Flourish. Balbina in a decent position, however. Smike's going to spot him out outside. Eventually will spot his teammate. Balbina has got a little bit further forward than possibly anyone on their team could expect.
And then we go down, goes Smike at the hands of the knife from Balbina. Crush still almost looking perhaps unaware. Isn't going to be looking anywhere near Balbina's position. It's going to be caught instead now, trying to fend off from ramp. No one going to be here as QB.Fire stack themselves up outside of A. Balbina just waiting in the back line, looking to try and cause some problems for these guys. Now looking to try and clear out Hell. I think he's just going to opt to play things safe and come in through Mini with the rest of his team, but stacked up on the side of the smoke, it's going to be Kenza and Flak with these SMGs. They go and get one, in comes Quick from behind, they're doing the damage. The bomb's been dropped. Now in the open, and well, Rosto are knocking on its door. That rocket nearly deegs his teammate there. Thank God Crush finishes them both off first, leaving this all on Balbina, the player with the M4. Tosses it out the map. Just going to try and go for this with the deeg in the 1v3.
Nope. Confident he can take this. So just going to throw that out on the map, and rightly so. Crush will finish him off. There will be some extra money in for Balbina, though. Can get full nades. Could even buy up an AWP, and that will be a nice little addition to their buy in this round. Not going to be able to get himself head armor, but considering that Fnatt has been one of the people able to get them a round or two, it's important that he's able to have that AWP. The damage done, though, does mean that this buy is a little bit sketchy. Of course, the M4 invested, or one of them at least, is thrown out of the map. The damage done by Balbina could be... That looks so perfect, that lineup. Never mind, Balbina still going strong. He'll be able to find one. Smike can trade it, but it's my just as fast on the trigger. Take the head off of Smike. Give them a man advantage.
Yeah, I mean, it was weird for Prosto to really play this round out with such a low investment. I know some of the players couldn't afford to upgrade because of how many casualties they faced in the previous, but it just seemed like they tried to be cocky with it, and they could end up throwing this one away as a result. Saying that, they are going to go aggressive, drop out undo. Now they've got the AK to play with. They've put it back into a 3-on-3. A control has gone the way of QB.Fire, thanks to this push in from Quick and Fnatt Rocker from outside. They are just going to clear out all these angles, so it will be a 3-on-3 in the retake. A bomb about to go down in the A-bomb site. Getting in here when you've got Quick up on rafters is going to be very, very difficult. He can lock it down. Just watch heaven. Watch for the rotates up through the ladder. And unless you really have someone coming in either through hot or mini, then your odds of getting rid of him are very low. This is going to be tricky. Pop flash going to come through. Does miss its mark. Now Quick, aware that someone's going to try and go for this. Def flashes himself one up. Will fall at the hands of Quick. So now it's the 2-on-3. Crush coming on in. Kenza as well finds a frag. Now in the blink of an eye, it's all on It's My in the corner. He's been not playing too well here for QB.Fire. Trying to keep himself alive. He's going to be coming in from Crush, who gets the frag. The nade rains in. I think there's just enough time left for the defuse. And once again, a round that QB.Fire should not have given up. not going to go their way. Now 14-4, 10 rounds to the advantage of Prosto. And they're just going to be buying down. They've got the AWP up on Smike. They've got everything they could possibly want. The force buy from QB.Fire going to be coming in on the back of that bomb plant. 3 of the players don't have head armor. They've got 3 flashbangs as well. This just isn't looking good.
I think before this map, we looked at the stats and it said, after losing the first person, 10% of rounds are won by Prosto. I think that stat is about to go up significantly, because for some reason, QB.Fire are just unable to win when they have an advantage. It's infuriating to watch. It's unbelievable that they can just throw away round after round after round, and props have to go to the players retaking, but it's ridiculous. Smike gets the first. His head's been spotted. He does have support outside. Balbina looking for a little bit more. Flarich has now been spotted. They also have support coming in as well from Def, who should just have a free kill. So Balbina not really aware of the position. Quick able to trade. They really only have raw aim in this round. They've got 1 flashbang. No utility left. Flarich has to be careful. But after spotting a player up, will they expect Smike below? They will. Still, 3 versus 4. Prosto in the driver's seat, but Undo will be able to at least find 1, but very low on HP in return.
And the bomb dropped outside, getting picked up by Undo. They lose quick. And with it, they lose a lot of their outside control. I mean, now there's only Undo here, and he's trying to just sneak on by out towards Secret. No one's going to be watching it, so he is allowed to cross down. Fnatt Rocker trying to keep this B bomb site secured. He's just going to be focusing his attention towards getting this player that drops down through vents. Player on the bottom wins that engagement almost every single time. The bomb is going to go down. It will be a 2-on-3 in the retake, rotating in through Secret, not wanting to fall prey to the vents. It is going to be Smike coming on around the back. Undo and Fnatt Rocker have to have this crossfire set up. The trades have to be there, and Undo doing good damage. He's going to fall at the first hurdle, actually down to Smike. Fnatt Rocker now peeks on out, gets the first. Now they know exactly where he is. This is the outside with vents. It's very easy to predict. And Flarich gets the trade. The defuse going to come on in. Once again, another retake for Prosto in this one, and it will be map point. 15-4. Fantastic stuff here from Prosto on their CT side.
The funny thing about this is normally getting onto the sites and getting the bomb down is the more difficult thing on this map. It is normally very difficult to actually break into these sites, at least without losing severe casualties. Instead, QB.Fire is struggling to defend it after the bomb is down. In that round, understandable. They're at a disadvantage from the get-go. But I feel like they could have had most, if not all, of these rounds on the T side thus far. And, well, it's now the last-ditch effort. Thought Prosto get dominated themselves on this map. Just, well, probably about 45 minutes to an hour ago, maybe a little bit longer. Instead, they're now dominating. Push is going to come in. It's over towards this ramp. There's only 1 player waiting right at the back. It's going to be Crush. He spots out 1, lines up the second 2, but can't connect onto either. Hits Fnatt down to 6 HP. The rotation already looking to come in from this CT side. They're going to go pushing. But actually, Quick looks like he's going back. Smike's going to find Fnatt, who was already on 6 HP. Huge loss as of yet. It's the rest of the team rotating in, but look at Kenza's position. It's just perfect.
Yeah, Kenza, we're going to line them up, knocks them down, gets himself to it. All falls into Undo. 1v3. Has the AK, has a singular smoke to use with it, and the bomb in hand. Bomb is going to be going down out towards A. We've seen Prosto do this in retakes where they're at the man disadvantage. Now it's all on Undo. 1v3 on the site. Spots out the first, knows that Def's here. Here's the players rotating up behind him. We're going to be able to get the first, goes in for the second, but Flarich will take him out, and that is Prosto to win out this first map. 16-4. Fantastic stuff from them. A quick, clean victory on their part. And then next up, we're going to be moving into Cobblestone, the map choice of Quantum Bellator.
An absolutely dominating performance. Very impressive to see from Prosto, especially bouncing back in almost identical fashion to what we saw just done to them. It didn't really seem like the hearts were in it for QB.Fire, especially when it came to that T side, because so many advantages thrown away. The same sort of 1v3 clutch from Smike, but it has to be pointed out that all of those clutches had to be won by somebody, and Prosto were the team to do it. Either way, as you said, Cobble will be the next map coming up, and if it is lost by QB.Fire, that will be their elimination from the tournament. Make sure you don't go anywhere.